Good morning, tribe. We're going to go over some morning rituals today, but I think I'm going to wait for a couple minutes until we get some more folks on. And I've got my lovely bride, Tanya Folsom, holding the camera this morning. There's probably nobody listening to this right now, unless you're seeing a replay, but it is now 10 o'clock Pacific Standard Time.
Ron is on.
Ronnie Patton, one of my oldest friends, Ron. Hello, Ron.
And Visenia.
Oh, yay. Hello. Ron actually used to live down here.
And Christy.
He used to live in that side of the house for a little while. My army buddy, Ron Patton. Bonnie, good to see you. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Michelle and Wendy.
All right. Wait, hey, that's a critical mass.
Victor.
Cool. All right, so I'm going to share some things about morning rituals, and there's a lot of compilation books about Lewis Howes, The School of Greatness. A lot of Tony Robbins' work is about interviewing very successful people. And universally, one of the things that they do that is the source of their success is they all have morning rituals. And so this is one of the things that I started crafting for myself a number of years ago. Absolutely instrumental for me in being successful and establishing a foundation that I can build the rest of my day on. Because probably like a lot of you all, as soon as I enter the world, then the world has its way with me, and I'm a dog chasing balls, and I'm reacting to emails, I'm running on other people's agendas and priorities. But our mornings, that's ours. We actually can own that period of time. So the Folsoms, we get up really, really early every morning because our morning rituals are that important to us at this point. And what I've noticed during this coronavirus piece, and I was actually doing a long work push with some schools and the fire department and some speaking gigs, and I was getting really tired and I was getting really overwhelmed, and I was having my resiliency eroded, and I noticed that I was falling back to my defensive positions. And when we get overwhelmed, and we tend to surrender certain aspects of our life. Sometimes our fitness goes, our diet goes, our outreach to important people go. But what didn't go for me, and this is a good marker for my core resiliency practices, my morning rituals remained. And that's, I think, a really important dynamic for those of us, because when we've established those practices and those rituals and they become central to our life, it means now we have a solid foundation that we can build on. And it also means that no matter what happens in life, we can fall back to our keep. This is our stability, our safe place, home base. So this is some of my morning rituals, and I invite you guys to steal shamelessly, because you can't steal from what is freely given. So please take all this stuff. I've taken it from other people as well. And hopefully we're going to go through some morning nutrition, some philosophy and practical applications of that. Also some mobility and meditation and some gratitude. So those are the three things. And I was struck this morning by the amount of people on social media just connecting with each other and sharing services and sharing energy. And this is the way that those of us who cannot sing, we are like those Italians in their quarantine apartment buildings singing to each other, because that's the way we maintain our kinship and our community and our connection. And so thank you for being here with me today. It's as important for me as it is for you. So thanks everybody in that. So morning rituals. We're going to go into the kitchen. I'm going to show you what I do with with nutrition, and my wife, who's holding the camera right now, Tanya. We do this together. It's one of the things that really bonds us together, because we have different lives a lot of the time, and it's hard to maintain, a connection and a bridge when we have different lives. And so our mornings are something great to do together. So, all right, morning rituals. So when we get up really early in the morning, the first thing we do, we turn on the coffee, get that cooking, and then we make what we call the tonic. And so the tonic consists of, I didn't need a lemon. I don't have a lemon, I meant to get that. All right. there's also going to be a lemon here for you guys who are taking notes. And so this is the first thing that we drink. And I'm drinking about this glass.
Oh.
Sorry, broke the glass. Sorry. Okay, it was exciting. Okay, we fill this glass up, and it consists of 4 things. These 3 plus a lemon. So come a little closer on this, and I'll show you. The first one, apple cider vinegar. Okay, and this is really good for a probiotic. So this is for gut health. It's got a lot of living organisms that are really good for you, and it's inexpensive. What I was finding that to be able to purchase probiotics, it's like $100, every couple weeks for high quality probiotics, and for some of us that's cost prohibitive. So this is a very I think this was how much is this? $4?
$6.
Yeah, depends where you shop. My wife shops at Whole Foods, so I think you can get it for more like maybe 4 or 5. But so this whole thing, this lasts like a month. So I put a tablespoon of this in a glass. It's followed by Himalayan sea salt, and not only does this have some good minerals in it, but you get dehydrated at night, and so salt is one of those really important things for our body to function at a biochemical level. And this is bonus trivia, no extra charge. Salt is so important, and it was so rare back in the day, for those of us who could not go to the Himalayas, is you got paid in salt. You got a ration of salt. And that's where the term salary comes from. Wow. You weren't expecting that. All right, so Himalayan sea salt. We got apple cider vinegar. And then, this is turmeric. Turmeric has been known for 5,000 years to reduce inflammation. And it's a very, very important kind of natural, and the ingredient is curcumin, and that's what causes a lowering of inflammation. You need to include black pepper with your turmeric, and this you got this at Costco, along with your toilet paper if you could get it, and stop hoarding. Okay, hoarding is greedy and nihilistic and completely pride-based behavior. Honor-based behavior is you save some resources and realize that we're in this together. All right, so this type of turmeric, and I'm not sponsored by whoever makes this, feel good, but this includes black pepper. So this is just a nice way, and a teaspoon or less of this.
Less.
And half a lemon.
And cayenne pepper.
Oh, I forgot the cayenne. Stand by. Cayenne pepper. Boy. There it is. All right. Cayenne pepper. Apparently, cayenne pepper is very good for metabolism. So now we have 5 ingredients in the tonic. Apple cider vinegar, Himalayan sea salt, turmeric with the black pepper, and the red pepper for metabolism. So we put all this together, and it's actually really quick. And this takes us 30 seconds to make.
And add water.
Oh yeah, and then you fill this up with water, so you're hydrated. That's the tonic. Okay.
Sarah's asking how much lemon.
Half a lemon for each of us. That's how we do it. So we put all this in 2 glasses, half a lemon. We cut a lemon in half, and we each get half. And then we drink it up while our coffee is brewing. And once we're done with our tonic, then we make our bulletproof coffee. Okay. And bulletproof coffee, very popular thing. Dave Asprey was kind of one that popularized this.
Sarah wants to know hot water or room temperature. We do room temperature.
Room temp. Good job. Yeah, keep asking questions. Love the sharing and all of this. Okay, Dave Asprey, bulletproof coffee, and we've been doing this forever as people. The Himalayan, the people who live at altitude, the Tibetans and the Bhutans and all those. They would mix ghee, which is like a clarified yak butter, in with their tea, which is basically bulletproof coffee.
Max wants to know how much salt.
Okay, well, this is one of those grinder things. I use 3 grinder things, so a couple shakes.
And Sarah,
A pinch.
we just mix it. Sarah wants to know if we blend it. We just mix it.
Just mix the tonic. It all dissolves together. Great questions. Okay, so ghee and tea is what the Tibetans drink as a meal in the morning before they do all their high altitude heavy labor. So we're just getting on that track recently, and Dave Asprey popularized it. There's many benefits to bulletproof coffee. One of it is it gives you a lot of really high quality fats that have all that benefits of connective tissue. It helps your gray matter. You think well. Super valuable, and it keeps you full. So basically, a bulletproof coffee is a way of creating intermittent fasting, which is part of ketosis, and it also gives you a lot of very high quality, valuable fats without a whole lot of carbs. In fact, there's almost no carbs in it. So you get to still stay in ketosis, which is when your body's burning fat as opposed to burning within your gut. Because when there's no carbs in your gut, then your body switches over to, it's like having a hybrid car. You know, you can run electric while you got it in the battery, but then as soon as you run out of that, you go to gas. And so in that analogy, carbs are electricity in your battery. And so if you have no carbs in your body from the night before, because they've already passed through your stomach, then you have to go to burning your body's fat stores, and that's the ketosis engine. And bulletproof coffee is a way to extend that all throughout the whole morning, because you don't eat carbs until lunch. So that's intermittent fasting or time restricted eating, and it has seemed to have been really valuable for me. My body likes it. It took a little while to get used to it, but now I don't eat breakfast, and my body mass index is stabilized exactly where I am. All right, so bulletproof coffee. I will try to do this in a little bit more succinctly and better than I did the other one. Okay, so 4 ingredients counting the coffee. So the first one, this is one really important, MCT oil, which is a rarefied blend of coconut oil. So this is super high quality fat, gets your brain thinking really well, good for metabolism, good for all those connective tissue stuff. And this is better than just coconut oil. That's what all the smart people tell me. So you can get this anywhere, any health food store, probably any supermarket at this point. It's that popular. All right. So MCT oil. A tablespoon. And warning, Dr. Dave Asprey calls this diarrhea pants?
Something like that.
Something like that, meaning it makes you poop. So if you have trouble pooping, this solves all your problems. So it takes a little while to kind of calibrate to this. You wouldn't want to have a big glass of bulletproof coffee and then go to the gym. Give yourself a little time to evacuate. Okay, so about a tablespoon of this. We add collagen, and collagen is connective tissue. This is the bones and the tendons from cows, right? At least I believe it's from cows. That's my, yes. So this is grass-fed cow parts, and we're designed to eat those things. And so collagen is the connective tissue that holds all of our body together, and this helps with those things. And I have a lot of joint issues. I've had a lot of surgeries on my joints, and so I'm really focused on anti-inflammation and any joint health I can, and this is things that people say is valuable. So MCT oil, collagen, and this is the magic bullet. This is butter from grass-fed cows. Okay, and so we like Kerrygold, This is your source of calories, not carbs, but calories. And when we put all three of these things together and blend it with some coffee, it's the most delicious latte you've ever had. I mean, it is amazing. So it tastes great, super healthy, leaves you full. It's a win-win, win-win. So we do, see, and I'll just, if I was making this myself, I would do a tablespoon, and a tablespoon. That sounds like a pretty good ratio. Okay, so that's the tonic and the bulletproof coffee, and we do that. And then I take a cup of coffee and I go in and we do mobility and meditation. So that's the next phase. Come on. Come on.
Wendy, the name of the coffee is Bulletproof Coffee.
Yeah, if you look it up on Dave Asprey has a big book called Bulletproof, and it's more of a whole lifestyle thing, but the core of it is bulletproof coffee. That's how he made his his name. Good. Okay, so this is the mobility and meditation function of our day. And the first thing I do is I dial up. Let my dog in. She wants to come in.
She's...
Come here. Oh, one thing about dogs. When we are petting dogs, we're releasing serotonin, right, and oxytocin, and this helps to counter cortisol, and it lowers inflammation and it makes us feel better. So being with dogs is a great way to reactivate your parasympathetic nervous system, which is regulation on that. So hang out with your dogs as much as possible. And
or
probably
cats.
A lot of dogs who are needing homes right now. So yeah, my guess is there's going to be a lot of shelter animals that need assistance. Okay, meditation and mobility is the next mode. Tanya and we use Insight Timer. And Insight Timer is a free app on your phone, and it helps with tracking your meditation time. It gives you cool music. It lets you take free classes about mindfulness and meditation. And it also there's kind of a social media component to Insight Timer. And I have friends all over the world who check in with me in the morning like, hey, it was great meditating with you this morning. So I get to meditate with people in Russia and Czechoslovakia and Japan. So it's a really fun way to realize that there are people who are with us. So that's part of community and tribe and resiliency. So Insight Timer seems to be a really good app, and I know Headspace has one and other apps. And you know what? The power of streaks are really important. And come a little closer just so people can hear better. I think it's really important for the sound. I don't know if you guys can hear me well, but so the Insight Timer or any of these apps about meditation will track your time and your sleeps, and it's almost fun to compete with yourself about how many minutes of meditation you get in a week. My streak right now is, I think I'm on 823 days of meditating in a row, and so there are some days where I will just sit down and meditate because I don't want to break my streak. So call it shallow or superficial, but whatever gets you through the night. And streaks, and if competition is one of those things, if social connections, if that works for you, activate all of those things. That's part of humanity as well. Okay, so Insight Timer. So we set our timer for 23 minutes every morning. The magic number, people, is 12. That seems to be the well-researched number that if you can meditate for 12 minutes every day, then you will receive the benefits, which are vast and well-researched. It helps heal your corpus callosum, which is the two sides of your brain, putting those together. It increases the gray matter density of your brain. It lowers inflammation. It lowers blood pressure. It lowers anxiety. It is probably the most high efficacy practice that you can initiate with your life. Really, really important. And there are a lot of different ways to do it. And what I'm going to tell you right now is the most blunt force, brutal way that you can not have to do a whole lot of philosophical stuff and just sit and get the benefits of that. And we call it bare attention meditation. So 23 minutes where we start, I stretch and we do mobility first. And that's getting the body working. And the first thing in the morning, that's usually hard. So these are 2 tools that I use every day. And I try to use them twice a day. Foam rolling is really important. And foam rolling is a way of it's giving yourself a massage. And obviously we would love to be able to have massages every day, but a lot of us can't do that. And so if you roll on this, it tends to loosen up the fascia. It tends to push out a lot of toxins and lactic acid. And there's a lot of different ways to do that. So maybe we'll do a whole class on foam rolling. But this is a great one. And then this, just discovered, there's a lot of dancers and MMA people, and this is called the psoas, P-S-O. And your psoas, which that's referring to, longest muscle in your body. It connects your lower body to your upper body. It runs through your pelvic girdle. And this is kind of designed to go right into your psoas. But it's also really valuable for every other part of your body. So if the foam roller is like Swedish massage, feels really nice, this is shiatsu. I mean, this is a punishment, but it's awesome. Like you'll beg for mercy from yourself with this. So this is the psoas, and I'm a big fan. Fan of the psoas. So we do mobility for about 10 minutes, and then the remaining 13 minutes or so is us just hammering meditation. So here's some of the just basic principles of meditation. Meditation is not relaxation. It's not sleeping. It's not laying down. Those are all forms of mindfulness, and they're awesome. So is sleep. That's a great thing to do. It's not meditation. Meditation was given to warriors. And the oldest form of recorded meditation is from the Bhagavad Gita. It's about the warrior Arjuna, who was given meditation by the god Krishna as a means of defeating his enemies and absolving himself of all guilt. And is that my crow?
Yeah.
This is my little wisdom animal. So not only do I have a beautiful dog,
No,
but
she flew away.
okay, we have a crow that comes here every morning, and we call her Rowena because Rowena she was the founder of Ravenclaw and Harry Potter. So our little crow is called Rowena. Okay, so meditation is not a relaxing, easy, sleepy thing. And meditation was given to warriors to defeat their enemies and absolve them of guilt. And the enemies are internal. And this is distraction, lack of focus, insecurities, emotions, overthinking, monkey brain. These are all the stuff that are the internal enemies that stop us from living the life that we want to live. So meditation allows you to disassociate from those things and become the witness of the 3 components of a human life. And those components are, number 1, we have sensations, and this comes from our body. So we are constantly smelling things and seeing things and touching things. And people who become associated with that, then that's addiction. So to be able to watch your sensations and go, I can see myself and I can feel myself experiencing these sensations, but it's not me. I'm the observer. I am the chooser of my life. So sensations, 1. Thoughts. Our brain is designed to generate thoughts. We're not trying to stop thoughts by meditating because that's not going to happen. Our brain is built to generate thoughts, and they're constantly generating thoughts. We become identified with those thoughts, and all of a sudden we think that's us. But if you can actually start experiencing witnessing your thoughts. And then you realize, if I'm watching my thoughts, then what am I? Well, that's the witness. That's that kind of divine, you can call it soul, you can call it whatever heightened thing is the witness. So we have our sensations, we have our thoughts, and lastly, we have our emotions. Again, our limbic system just creates emotions. We're always feeling something, whether it be identification with joy or anxiety or depression or dread, whatever that thing is. Again, it's not us. It's something that we're experiencing. So with bare attention meditation, I just count my breaths. And every time I get distracted by one of those three things, I start over. And I never get past 3. And I've been meditating for years and years now. And I generally get distracted by one of those 3 things before I get to 3. And what that tells me is, number one, it's hard to dig that groove of default setting or habitual behavior to be able to become the witness of our life. But that every time we practice recommitting back to our breath, it digs it a little deeper. So whenever we're triggered by either a thought, sensation, or emotion in our life, take a breath. And all of a sudden we're back into that place of becoming the witness or the chooser, the captain of your soul. And meditation, if I'm meditating for 15, 20 minutes twice a day, I have practiced recommitting back to the witness of my life hundreds of times. So I'm getting pretty good at it. It makes me way less reactive and much more responsive. Meditation gives us the manual controls of our life back. Particularly important during this time where we're ensconced, we can't do the things we normally do. We need to start redesigning and revisioning what our lives are for the next potentially couple months. So meditation, this is the time where maybe we can all establish more robust meditation practices, and this might be one of those silver linings of why we're here. Okay, last thing about meditation, I know we're running long. Upright posture is really important. And there's a lot of people that can sit cross-legged and it's very comfortable and like this, but I'm not one of those people. I'm working hard to maintain upright posture. So almost every culture has some sort of a way of giving you a little bit of a lift on your hips, so you're tilting your pelvic girdle down, which makes your body drop into a really sustainable and ergonomic position. And so when you see little kids whose bodies work really well, and they crouch down to do things, they're automatically in a good position, and most of us can't do that. So this is a meditation bench, and this is a meditation cushion. We got this
Amazon,
right? Probably not very expensive. It's got a cool little sort of a Sanskrit something to make you feel like you're really exotic, but irrelevant. So what this does is you sit on a cushion, and you can use just a sturdy pillow. You could use almost anything. And what it does is it just tilts my legs down a little bit. It drops my lower back in so that this is a really comfortable place. I can sit like this and be upright and alert for a long period of time. Whereas if I was sitting just on the floor, eventually my back will become fatigued and sitting upright. So these are really important. Some form of getting your pelvic tilted. For some reason, in a lot of practices, somebody can share this with me if they want. Left leg on top seems to be really important. A lot of people are doing something with their fingers or their hands. Again, that I don't know any scientific or philosophical support for that, but if it makes you feel cool, you can do that. And I meditate with my eyes open. And so one of the benefits of that for me is when I close my eyes, I go to sleep. So I want to be the opposite of asleep. I want to be hyper aware because I'm hunting and being very vigilant about my thoughts, my emotions, and my sensations. That's why I'm meditating. So I want to have my eyes open. And one of the effects of being activated and having a lot of cortisol and stress and adrenaline is that our eyes jump around a lot when we're activated. And so when I start meditating, I know my eyes are going to move around a lot, and I know I'll also be very focused or tunnel visioned. This is a form of high stress. And so I can notice that it takes me about 5 minutes to let my eyes start to relax. It's a marker of my cortisol dropping. It's a marker of me becoming more regulated. And it also has to do with alpha waves, which is a different form of consciousness. But again, that's scientific. And so when I have my eyes relax and I am starting to see more peripheral vision, then that's a marker that I'm dropping into my alpha state and legit meditation. And then our little timer goes off, bing, we listen to some nice music, and then we go out and engage with the day. And that's our morning ritual. I encourage you guys to practice that. You can message me, or you can just comment on this. As soon as I post this, I'll go through all the comments and I'll do the best I can to respond to everybody. So good luck with everything today, everybody. And I'll look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow at 10 a.m. And stay resilient, stay connected, and stay committed to all the work that you're doing in your life. And happy Thursday.